what was just your reaction to the pairing and obviously
Hmm.
tough game off the bat and another potential tough game in the second round if you get there.
Well, I think first and foremost, it's always a blessing to hear your name called. We've been the first four out before, and that's no fun. Heart goes out to West Virginia, and obviously, if I was on the committee, they would have been in. I know it's a great opportunity for the Big 12 to have a good showing in the postseason because the non-conference we were good, but we weren't as good as we've been in the past. At the same time, no matter who you draw, you know it's going to be a tough game. And when we saw the brackets come out in the pairing, obviously Mississippi State been ranked a lot this year, had a lot of success. Coach Jans is a great coach. They're seated higher than us for a reason. So excited for the opportunity to play against them in an SEC school. And at the same time, I know we're in Raleigh, and the one negative for both the 8 and 9 is that you have to play the one if you're blessed to win. And obviously, Duke, we played them in Houston before, and they beat us here. So, but in Jeremy's mind, I think he probably when he saw that. I know it's bittersweet for him because he loves Duke, loves their team, and just like when I coach against coaches that we've coached together, that's not fun to do. But we are really excited about being in the tournament, really excited about an opportunity to play in March. And the good thing with our team is we've been playing better basketball in the last couple weeks than we had been, and hopefully we're peaking at the right time.
Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, Scott, congrats on getting in. I guess maybe you kind of mentioned it there, but was that disappointing for the Big 12? And then can you address, I think I'd seen something that Langston Love will play. Can you address maybe just the health situation altogether?
Yeah, I mean Langston. I don't know if it had been at the Big 12 our last game or NCAA tournament if he would have played or not. But I know definitely he's waited a long time to play in March, and I know he's going to be out there if he can, and we expect that. So. I think that was one thing several Big 12 coaches did is guys that maybe could go if it was NCAA tournament time. They made sure that they weren't put in harm's way so they could be ready for the NCAA tournament.
Parker?
Scott, just entering this year as the 9 seed, what do you tell the team? You mentioned it, the path that this team now has to take a little bit different. Is it approaching it any different as in years past?
Well, I think first and foremost, whenever you're us being the only school that was a top 3 seed 4 years in a row, right away there you can say what you want, but you're the hunted, you know. And when you're the ninth seed, you're doing the hunting. So at the end of the day, that's reality and that's facts. And um, uh, if we're blessed to every game we play, probably people be seated higher than us. So um, that's the motivation in itself.
Bryce?
Scott, in your last 10 games, I think you have 3 2-point games, two
Mhm.
3-point games, a 4-point game. I mean, obviously, you guys have played in a lot of close games. Do you feel like that, has prepared you well for what you might see in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I would tell you that we'd personally love to won all them games by 20, and not lost any close games. But the reality is, in postseason, you're probably going to be in close games, and the more you're in those games in the regular season, the more coaches know what to do, what not to do. there's two ways to learn. One is through success, one is through failure. In every game, you're learning something. So, us playing a lot of close games definitely gives us a database. Doesn't guarantee success, but if something didn't work before, you're probably not trying it again. And if it worked, you're probably going with it again. And with us, the margin of error has been less. So, I think we've competed really. We haven't come out flat, and we've competed hard. And because of that, we put ourselves in position to win. We haven't won every game, but I've been proud of this team's effort. And we all know fatigue makes cowards of us all. And we haven't come out and being shorthanded and just laid eggs.
Jerry?
Scott, you mentioned Jeremy and that Duke situation. When you've got two guys that have been to the Final Four, how much does that help? Just that experience and maybe what they can share with the other players.
I'm hoping it helps a lot. We'll let you know after the tournament. But again, I think everybody would say, would you rather have Final Four experience or not? And a lot of times they say you got to knock before you enter. And definitely having some of that wisdom. And players listen to players more than they listen to coaches, and that's reality. So they talk in the locker room, and that advice that Jeremy and Norchad give them matters. And that's part of why we brought them here, because the Final Four experience, the fact that they were able to help teams get there, that's where we want to be this year.
Parker?
Obviously, a lot of eyes go to the potential matchup of VJ and Cooper. What do you think that would bring to the table, at least from a viewership perspective, seeing two of the NBA's top prospects in potentially the round of 32?
Well, I'm sure that is something that people would be excited about and enjoy. At the same time, I know with us, it's a one-game season, and if you don't win your first one, there is no second one. So I know we'll be completely locked in, and rightfully so. It doesn't matter who you play, let alone a team seated higher than you, and a team with a ton of success this year. And Cooper's gotten a lot of national attention, but Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard, he's been putting up crazy numbers all year long, and he's really fun to watch. Hopefully he's not fun to watch Friday, but he's been fun to watch on the highlights and throughout the year.
Bryce?
Scott, I mean, it's been 45 whole minutes. You should have a full scouting report on Mississippi State. What are your what do you know about the Bulldogs?
Yeah, so I mean, it starts with Josh. He's somebody. Anytime you average 19 points in conference play, it's 18.8 or 18.8. But prolific score, knocks down the three, gets to the free throw line. But anytime you play a Coach Jan's team, it's a team that plays really hard, really competes, and you got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. So a lot of respect for them, the program, and I can tell you a lot more of the X and O's and the schematic things after we watch some film. But I during the season, believe it or not, I see highlights of teams. Other than that, I'm always watching our team or prepping for the next game. And that's the thing that stinks about during the season. You don't get to watch a lot of basketball because you're always focusing on your team and on your opponents.